Hello everyone, welcome to the video. In this video, we'll be refactoring our front-end code. Alright, full disclaimer, this video is kind of a little bit boring, at least the first part. We're just upgrading the Sutil dependency because there's some breaking changes, so that's kind of boring, but I feel some people wanted to see that, so I recorded it instead and stuff. But there is a cool part where we talk about custom operators and using custom operators and whether you should or shouldn't and how to do that. Because I feel there is some boilerplate with Sutil and I feel some operators can help out. So that's why I'm kind of go ahead and using that there. And yeah, so we're doing a bit of refactoring, maybe a bit of renaming. So that's kind of a pause episode. But yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy. Make sure to leave a like and comment if you have any questions. And yeah, let's jump into it. Alright, so I was filming a video and I got a bug here. It's kind of nasty. Basically, yeah, it just re-renders a bunch of stuff for every time I click between when it loads or not. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to update the Sutil and see if the bug's fixed. Hopefully that's like the best outcome. So let's update Sutil. The first thing I need to do is I need to remove this and add version. Going to use version 1.0.0 alpha 5. I'm not using this one because I've seen there was some issues on GitHub. So it's kind of what you get for testing out a very immature library, but no, that's fine. I was expecting that, so it's fine. No worries. So if I do .NET packet install, should do that. Let's check out the source tree. StonkWatch. Yeah, so I have a bunch of stuff here. Now we're finally using Felice engine, which I was not previously. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to use some operators to clean up the boilerplate, so we'll do that at the same time. We'll start with making things compile, because I believe it will not compile. So, as I expected, this HTML is no longer valid. I believe now it's a static type. I'm not sure. Does this work? Yes, this works. So let's F12 on that and see how it works with what is the HTML. HTML engine is what it's on. So what is HTML? Is this just a abbreviation? So public static HTML Sutil. Okay, so basically what we're doing is, can't really read this, but what is HTML Sutil engine? Is this a static class? No, it's okay. So basically what HTML is, it is a static reference on, or yeah, it's a static reference on a concrete object. So basically we have a singleton instance of an HTML engine, and so that's why we can't do straight up nav. So that kind of sucks, to be honest. But we're gonna go ahead and do that. Basically everywhere where it doesn't compile, we're just going to add HTML, so I'm just going to skip to the end. Alright, so I corrected most of the errors relating to adding HTML there. There are some other ones, like now column has some cool helpers. So there's actually more stuff that's added. Just a little bit of change. And now I need to fix the CSS, so I'm not sure what's wrong with it for now. So it seems like it's harder typed. So that's actually kind of cool. But width, there's like width, and then there's style, and then there's color. So the first one is width, and it's going to be a CSS unit, so I actually don't know what that is. So I'm just going to check the documentation instead of banging my head. It's not this, it's not that. So blog, actually just check, so here if I do Felice engine, This is the one. So, okay, margin is like px8, so that's how I do it, I think. So I just do px1, or probably need to add something. What repo is it in? So let's type length. So I have to do length dot px, and it still doesn't pick it up. So what namespace is this in? Module color, module font, type length, all of this is in. All right, so basically after doing a bit of research, I was missing the Feliz namespace and I had to change it up. So basically all these CSS methods are now using stronger types. So basically it makes it a lot harder to make mistakes. Downside of that is now I had to change up all my stuff, but it's fine. So height is now a length. So you can do length dot, and it's not giving me anything. That's unfortunate. I think it's probably VH and do 100. Then height is also a length. So length dot, so it's not giving me IntelliSense here, but when I start typing it gives me something, so I don't quite get it. Quite unfortunate. Font size, so that is a length. So basically what I've seen is people start opening up this length module because it's kind of getting repetitive. So if I do open type Feliz.length, I no longer need any of these, which helps a little bit. Okay, why does this not work? ICSS unit, yeah, is in %1. Well, that's unfortunate. It doesn't pick up. Oh, it's probably because I have something that's called % here. Maybe not. Oh, I have the unit of measure, it's called %. Okay, so that's an exception, I guess. The length is length.em 1.1, straight up 500. Cool. Color is fine, this is fine, so I only have this one here. So let's see if there's anything text align center. Boom. That actually looks like it compiles. And you see I have a bug here. I don't know if I mentioned it in the beginning of the video, but that's basically what I'm trying to solve here. And my server's not running. So if I reload here, see if the bug's still there. Okay, the bug's still there, so I didn't change anything. So the last thing before we end the video, what I wanted to do is I wanted to use operators to easing up the boilerplate that we're dealing with. So a lot of when we're dealing with stores and maps and stuff like that, we're doing store map distinct very often, and we're also doing bind fragment often. So what I wanted to do is use operator for these. So let's try that. Module Sutil operators, and this is going to be auto open, so we don't need to open it. So that's, you basically use auto open for operators and stuff that is very common and you don't want to have to open all the time, but use it sparingly because it can get quite annoying. Okay, so we can do let. So the first operator is, this is map, used in a few libraries. So on the left is going to be what is to be mapped, and on the right is going to be the function to map on. So this is going to be x, and we're going to do store.mapf, and then we're going to do store.distinct. Perfect. So let's look at the signature. Or actually, no, we didn't mix these up. I'm just not used to looking to a signature like that, because normally map is defined as you put F on the left and X on the right, but for the operator you actually want to put the X on the left and the F on the right. Cool. And then the other operator I want to do is let this, and then I want it to do, so X is going to be the store or the observable, and then F is going to be the function for the fragment, and this is going to be bind.fragment xf. So, and why I use this operator is because this is bind, so in the like modad stuff, this is bind, so people are actually used to seeing this, and since we're doing a bind operation, I figured, you know, just do like, it's almost a bind, but add an extra equal. So I'm just going to do it like that. Be careful when doing operators. Don't want to do too many. Like this one is borderline. Borderline acceptable. Maybe you can argue that it's not acceptable. But I think it makes sense to have that. And what it'll enable us to do is, because most of the time our function here is like multiple terms, so we're already doing this in front. So basically we're using an operator anyway, so anyway, that's how I'm justifying it, but I understand maybe it's not a good idea, but let's go with it and let's see how we can reduce that boilerplate. Let's look for all instances of store.map. Alright, so here, and here you see I forgot the distinct. So that's one way it's going to help us. So we can go here and do this, and this compiles, but we can, this actually, I wrote it in the text in the video. What we can do instead, we just do if it's equal to, positions, boom, and then we can do the same thing for the O1, but we put balances instead. Balances. Cool. So this means we're taking selected store and we're mapping it to this value, and this is a function. This is so equal is a 2-parameter function, and it returns true if, you know, both arguments are equal according to the compare, like the equality compare. In this case, by default, for discriminated unions, if it's the same, it'll return true, so that's good. And we actually put this on one line to reduce it even more. So I'm actually happy with that. And this is fine. Bind class. So bind fragment. So here I don't actually mind bind fragment, but with the operator that we just did, it would be, you know what, I actually don't like that. I just prefer this for now. Well, let's keep it. Let's just see. Let's give it a try. See, and you see like the importance of good names for things. So position store, and then I get a function that's called get table from positions, and that kind of helps. You see, like I'm getting a table out of this just by the names of it, so that's kind of cool. So here, this is going to clean up a lot. So here we're going to do model, and I'm going to just take this function here and remove that, and I'm going to copy this line and put it here, and just copy this lambda. So here was what I was talking about, reducing the boilerplate, is just removing a lot of code we don't need. And the names, again, the names really help. So even like if you don't exactly know what this is for now, with the name, you kind of get it. So this actually can be called current tab store. These two can go on the same line or on a, close to each other because they're very similar. It's easier to read. Positions here, so this can be the same thing. Oh, can copy this. This is actually going to be portfolio. And this is going to be positions. You can put it on one line. You can even argue you can put it here, but let's keep it there like that. And here, like this is, well, firstly, one thing I noticed earlier when I was looking at the code is we don't need to pass this portfolio here, and this is actually a portfolio store, so this is not well named. And we have it here, so we can just, instead of passing it, we can just remove it, remove this. It doesn't really change anything. One can argue the function is not like pure anymore, or it's kind of a closure, so it's not like a normal function. It's not that big of a deal in this case. We could use the operator we just made. Cool, and this is actually quite ugly just because of the formatting, but I'm going to wait till the next version of Writer that's going to include the next version of Fantomas, which is the formatter, and there's a new setting in the formatter to disable the Elmish syntax. So this is kind of the Elmish syntax, and I don't really like it, to be honest, where you keep it on the same line. You keep the start of the expression on the same line. I just prefer everything be more vertical instead of horizontal. That's just me. But I think a lot of people think like that as well. Cool, so that's fine. This is great, and we're back at the beginning. So I kind of like this. This reduces the pain a lot. I can actually put this on the same line, or it's on next to each other. Cool. So that was just basically updating Sutil, seeing if the bug would be resolved, but unfortunately it was not, so I'll contact David for that, or I'll put a bug in the thingy. So let's see it. We get basically exactly what we have, but we still have that bug. All right, and I'm recording this the next day. I talked a bit to Dave Dawkins, who maintains Sutil, basically explaining the problem that I had. And he concluded that the problem was nothing to do with the commands. It's actually when we're using bind fragment. So here, this is a bind fragment operation. And if the view we pass is another bind fragment, so this refers to this, which in this case is a bind fragment. That's creating issues for now, and he noted that the workaround was just to wrap a div. So right now, if I do Control F5 and I do this, so here we have the issue, and he just simply says if you wrap a div around it like this, save, and if I do it again here, so we don't get the issue anymore. So that kind of is a workaround for now. It is a bug, but we have a workaround for now, so that's pretty good. So we're just going to do that for now, and yeah. All right, so thanks for watching this boring episode. I'll send out the outro. All right, hopefully I didn't put you asleep, and make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it and comment whether you fell asleep or not. But there is some good content with the operators and doing a bit of factoring, so I think there was value there. Don't regret too much filming this episode, but next one's going to be pretty cool. We're going to be talking about Fable remoting. So if you're interested in that, make sure you're subscribed. And if you or your team are looking or need help with your F# projects, I do freelance F# software development and consulting. So if you want to contact me, you can check out my website down below. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in that next video. Peace!